Home all. Eh! Yeah!
The limit switch is not working. What? The limit switch didn't do anything.
Hey, greetings fellow makers, Bill here. Time for Prop 3D, a special Prop 3D. We're live on our Twitch channel. We got the prop charts right there. We're gonna be here all day because I've got a 3D printer to put together, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
how did I get roped into this?
you married me. So here I've got some notes. It's gonna be a long day. We've got a lot of things to cover. The goal with this, okay, we have a cheap 3D printer, one of the cheapest 3D printers, the Anet A8. It costs us $165, including shipping, and we're gonna try and put it together today. Here's some goals. All right, first of all, there is a huge community around this printer because it's so cheap. Many people have it. So people have modified it and really got it to do some pretty great things. I'm not gonna do that right away. I really just want to get it working with all the stock parts. And then I want to see what I can accomplish with that. The idea here is to go as low budget as possible. Now in future videos and projects, I may upgrade this thing, especially if I need to get it to work the way I need it to. But for now, we're just going to take it as far as we can with everything that's in this box. Oh, speaking of this box, we haven't opened it yet. We have no idea what's inside. Hopefully a 3D printer. We don't know quite yet, but we're going to record all that for you guys, so it should be fun. We're also going to track all the time we put into this, any additional money we spend on spare parts or tools, and what else? Oh, yeah, obviously, things like filament and all that. Because when we're done using this printer, I want you guys to have an expectation of how much time and money you'll spend on a machine like this to get it working the way you need it to make a really cool prop. And of course, for the software end of things, we're going to be using free software. Now, I use Fusion 360. If you're a student or a startup or a hobbyist, you can use it for free, which is awesome. I'll be using that to make my files. And then for the slicing, I'm going to use Cura. Of course, I haven't tried it with this machine yet, but apparently people use it, so Cura should work just fine. We'll see how it goes. And most importantly, this video right here on YouTube is not an assembly instructional video. This is more just capturing our experience. This is my first time building a 3D printer. This is the first time Brittany tries anything like this. So we're just kind of trying to encapsulate this experience and show you guys what it might be like.
Hopefully help dispel any kind of intimidation you have about trying something like this.
Yeah.
If it goes well.
If it goes well.
Hopefully.
This is definitely the sort of thing where, like, if I can do it, then you can do it. So there you go. Let's crack this thing open.
Snakes. Or spiders.
Just snakes.
Dude, that's an old Penny Arcade strip, the spiders.
Yeah. Alright, got a knife. I'm going to crack this thing open. Again, we ordered this. We paid for it with our own money. We have no idea what's inside. But here we go. Alright, some stuff there. We got some wires that we probably won't need for a while. Got some limit switches. We've got a bunch of screws. We have some filament, which is cool, which means we can get started right away.
It's PLA.
Yep. Some piece of aluminum stuff. Got a power cable. We have some tools, which is very exciting.
The styrofoam is like melted into the power cable.
That's quality right there. That's highly accurate.
Like it was still curing when it was put in there.
This is cool. We've got flush cut nippers. We've got flat blade screwdriver. We've got a wrench. We have Allen wrenches, and we have a Phillips head screwdriver. So we have presumably all of the tools that we need to put this thing together. Very IKEA style. We've got some. Most of the parts on this, the frame parts, are laser cut acrylic plastic.
Ooh, those are cool.
And then these are bearing slidey things.
You can make some fidget spinners.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, next layer we have. This is most of the frame.
Oh, it's more acrylic.
Yeah. And some belts and a USB cable and a thumb drive, and then Yeah, some sort of controller boardy thing. And then all manner of stuff here. We got metal bars. We have a piece of metal thing with some wires on it. We have some wire accessories. All right, here's more frame parts I'm gonna hand to you.
Well, we got a printer.
Yep.
Confirmed. Looks like a printer.
The power. I imagine this is the power supply. That we won't need right away. Great. Okay. Something that is missing from all of this is instructions.
It did not come with it. Wait, what's in that box?
Nothing. All right, so I'm gonna go online, find the instructions, and then we can start building. But I don't want to dive into this totally blind. So one of, I can't remember who, but someone in the chat recommended looking for the installation instructions on the thumb drive that came with it. And it was there, so we have instructions. We are good to go. Part one here is peeling all this laser cutter tape stuff off. And it's really, like, thin.
I wonder if you hit it lightly with a heat gun, if that would delaminate it.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
I'll try with the unimportant part.
Although I would leave it on, but I have a hunch that this would affect the fit of these pieces. That was pretty good. The problem is then you gotta go in and pick away at these flimsy little pieces.
Yeah, I don't think that made a difference.
All right.
It's just, it's so thin, it doesn't want to stay together when you peel it off.
Yep.
You have to be careful.
Now that we're almost done, we figured out that using something pointy is a really good way to get the tape started. So, top gear, top tip. Use a pointy thing to peel off your tape. Much better than using your fingernail. Good progress. All right, for the home gamer, it took us, the two of us, about half an hour to peel all the stuff off. Now we can put this thing together. Step one, these pieces. And I'm like just looking at, I've got the, up on the screen, I have the instructions, and this appears to be symmetrical, and this is the top. So these things go in there, like that, it looks like. Please be aware the screw holes is in red circles. Got it. Everything's going great, everyone. So the screw goes in like that. Let me tilt it there a little bit. And then the nut goes in, whoops, like that.
Yeah. I think this was the suggested holding in place with tape method, because it's a pain to keep it in there.
There we go. And it comes with a supplied screwdriver, which I'm sure will be really, really good. But what's cool is that the nut stays in place, and as you tighten this, it pulls it in, and that's actually quite good. So that's how all the things go together. So we'll just keep putting all those together. Someone recommended tweezers for getting the nuts in there, and I gotta tell you, that's really great. You feed in your screw. Let's tighten it down, because those M3 nuts are teeny tiny. And yeah, invest in some nice tweezers, or just crappy tweezers. These aren't even really good. Ta-da! The first step is complete, and it went pretty good.
Yes, pretty good.
Yeah, we're getting used to how the screws and nuts work here. I've got a picture. Actually, can you go check the printer? Just to make things easier, I printed a picture of it to have on reference so I can tell which way things should face. So I don't have to keep turning to the first page of the PDF. Here's our first highly technical thing. We have a motor installed. We have a limit switch installed. This only called for 3 screws, even though there's another screw hole there for some reason. I don't know why. The instructions don't have any words, so we're just going to keep pressing forward. But I'm feeling pretty good about this.
Ah, I need you.
I want you guys to appreciate just how goofed up this washer is. Like, what happened there? Holy cow. Great, we've made some more progress. We are about a little more than an hour and a half in. I've got these slidey things on here where the bed will go. Like, this one's got a little resistance. This one's awesome. I don't know what that's about. We'll find out later. But so far, so good. Not really many hiccups. Haven't lost my sanity yet. Yeah. All right, this is the thing that holds the hot bed, the plate bed. I don't know what any of these parts are called. This holds it to the slidey bits there. So I'm just getting it started before I cinch everything down, so that I can make sure that everything runs properly. Put a belt in, and it goes around the motor. It pulls this thing back and forth. It's making some funny noises. I feel like it's just gonna be like that. We've hit a bit of a frustrating part here. Just so this thing needs to go there, but there are two of these. But if I put them together, this screw won't fit all the way through to attach it. So I'm not really sure what it's trying to tell me there. The other frustrating thing about these instructions is that it tells you what screws you need. It doesn't tell you where they go. So I can figure out if there are 8 of these screws, that's to screw into the stepper motors, because there are 8 holes total. I can kind of figure out the rest of them, but there was nothing listed here for these screws to attach the limit switch. I guessed on that, it's probably right. But then now it's like, if this goes together, there's not enough sticking out here to go through the frame there. So seems like one would work, right? But what's this for? I don't know. The great missing screw caper has been resolved. These are the M3x30 screws, and they just weren't listed on that step. But that's what we used there. So yeah. Another fun thing, this is step 11. And next we have step 13, which requires step 12 apparently, but we don't have that. And then the next step is also step 13. So
let's do that 13 first, the first one.
We will do step 13 first. We made some really awesome progress. These screws adjust the height of the Z-axis here. So I'm just getting them the right height so we can put in the X-axis rods. So those just, I believe, just get fed right through this side, it seems. Cool. And then there are 2 on the top. And 1 on the bottom, looks like. Anything else going on there, Britt?
Nope.
All right, and then these go in here. And I think they just go until they bottom out. This one doesn't want to go in as far, but that's the X-axis. This rod here won't fit in there. There's a little lip. I'm gonna just go ahead and take the nuclear option and drill it out. And it fits perfectly.
Hooray!
So how long are we in on this? We started at 10 and it's 1:30 now. So we're 3.5 hours in. We did take a half-hour lunch for break for lunch. And now we're putting the extruder area part together.
That's the official name, right?
Yeah. You want to show this thing? Here, put it over here. That thing's all put together. The hot end, that's what they call it.
It's the hottest end.
Yeah.
So I assume that's gonna just set in there in one direction or the other. And then it'll go back and
squirt
forth.
out your goo.
This is step 18.
Step 18. Looks good to me. More fun. We just finished step 20. Went great. Next is step 12, obviously, which is good news because we lost it earlier. But the bad news is that the the pieces listed aren't in English. So, although M3 by 20, I think I can figure that out. Look at this. This it's all put together there, and it seems to run pretty well. Those are all zip tied in. It's got a nice, pretty good amount of tension, I think. There's something over here making a noise, but that seems to be par for the course. We did have to take this part off again to put these screws in and bolt them from the back. But I think it can go back on now. I don't know. We're going to see what the next step has for us. Onward! We installed the first bit of electronics. It's all nice and clean and backplated and wires ready to go. And I think a lot of what's next is going to be electronic stuff, which is not my forte.
The back looks cleaner on this side.
Mm.
The front has, it's a
rustic charm.
a rustic charm.
Time to hook up the power supply, and this is the power from the outlet, and the instructions are actually pretty good.
They're color-coded?
They're color-coded, so no language barrier there. So the first one is brown, and then blue is next, and then yellow. So that's the power going in, and then black. So I think that it's just this one. If anyone in the chat thinks what I've done is wrong, please speak up now. More progress in the electronical department. No electrical stuff done yet, but this is the brains here, and it's all drilled into the frame there. Going great. Feeling good. Feeling confident. How are you feeling, Britt?
This next step is really scary.
There's a lot of wires.
And there's no picture for it. It just says match up. Match up.
Just plug them. Just plug everything in.
Just plug
it all
everything in. At least they're all labeled.
They are all labeled. I do like that. We're not going to make you guys watch that. Well, we'll chime in either in victory or defeat here in a little bit. Smash cut forward to progress. All right, this looks like a huge mess, and we don't know if it works yet. But I will say everything was very well labeled and really easy to connect. So each cable had a label on the end of it, so you knew right where to plug it in. So it actually went really well. The only thing we'll have to do at this point is just tidy all of this up, zip tie everything, make it look pretty. And then yeah, they gave us these things to loop everything together and lots of zip ties.
I don't know what those are.
I don't know either.
Adhesive.
Well, yeah, we'll get. Okay, now we're just making a mess. I think we do like the spool holder next. But this part, though, I was actually concerned about because I don't know much about all of this stuff, and it actually went really well. Again, untested. Might still catch on fire. I don't know. Next step. The next step, I'm not joking. The next step looks like this. And there are no wires on this, so I assume that we just have to cut all these off. That's clearly the next step. What's the actual next step? What does it say? That's the back.
With
again, no wires. Installation complete! Woohoo!
Congratulations! You have just made yourself a 3D printer.
Great job, everybody.
Please contact your 3D printer supplier if any puzzles during using process. Thank you for choosing.
In case it starts printing a puzzle. What is this?
Thank you for choosing our products. We will always provide you more services.
Great. All right, so I guess we have to figure out, see if we can print something on this. That's what's happening next. Okay, there's no power switch, so you just plug it in. We have safety goggles just in case. I'm gonna stand back a bit and I'm gonna plug it in. And it's on.
Oh, there's a light.
Yeah, that's working. It does say printer ready. We do need to put filament in, and that would go in there. I'm so afraid to touch it. We're in business. It's heating up now. We just did the preheat for PLA. The ends of the wire for the hot end needed to be stripped. We didn't do that. So we stripped them, reconnected them, good to go. It's now heating up. So the bed's going up to 60. The nozzle is going up to 190, and then we'll just jam some filament in there.
Yeah, that is good.
Got my laser. Got my laser guided thermometer to double check the settings. And there is plastic coming out of the end.
Yay!
There we go. Any more cost and band-aids yet? No, we're good. Just the one.
We need to level it. It's not ready.
We need to level the bed. So I think we're gonna just chill out for a moment and look up how to do that.
Yeah.
Because there was nothing in the instructions that said how to do that. Home all. Yeah.
Limit switch is not working. What? The limit switch didn't do anything.
I tightened up some of the cables here. There was an issue with those running into it. I'm going to hit home all and see what happens.
This time I went back all the way.
Cool.
Oh.
Home. Okay, I just went through the tedious process of leveling the bed. It seems like it's pretty good, and then we're going to hit home all. And that looks pretty good. I think it's ready to go. There's a file on the card. I'm just gonna hit print and see what happens. Okay. Folder. Nothing. Progress. Thanks to WeFun in the chat. Turns out that we were trying to print an STL file, not a G-code file. We're gonna try again. Print file. G-code file. Go.
Yes.
Yeah. It's heating up.
It's gonna heat
Fire it up. Fire it up.
It's gonna heat up to 200, which is this goes up to 220. The PLA, so that should be fine.
Just about ready. 2 more degrees on the bed. And then it should try and print something.
Is that pooping out anything?
Not yet. There it goes. Yes. It's not staying down very well, but...
Well, it's peeling away.
Yeah, it's just making a mess. Alright. Power off. Alright, we'll put some tape on this. Okay. We put blue tape down, we rubbed it with isopropyl alcohol, and it's printing a rectangle now. Cool!
I mean, it's not coming out super thickly.
It might be able to bump it down a touch, but I say we just let it go and see what happens. The printer is printing. It's printing a rectangle right now. I think what we're going to do then is just throw some other files at it, do some more testing with it. But the build is done. And for the record, it took 2 grown adults about 6 hours to put it together and get it working. The last thing we want to do is just tidy up all these wires.
Get a better spool.
Yeah, figure out the spool situation. But overall, it's running. And I gotta tell you, the instructions were a little iffy, but altogether not that hard to put together. We had to look up a video on how to level the bed, so I'll have a link to that down below. And then there was an assembly video that was really useful as well, so we'll link to that for you guys. Plus, we had this camera up here running the whole time, so if you want to watch 6 hours of 2 adults putting a 3D... Yeah, adults. Thank you, Jagfist, in the chat there. Adults is in quotes, for sure. We'll put that on our second channel, the whole live feed of us building this thing. So you can go watch the whole thing from start to finish, if you like. But definitely check out those other links. They're a lot more useful than what this is. This is more just our experience. What do you think so far, Britt? I'm
impressed we got a working printer.
Yeah.
And with all of those separate parts. Like, everything was in pieces. Mm-hmm. And it works.
It works. It's all stock parts right now, and it's making a rectangle. So there's that. Thank you everyone in the Prop Tarts in the chat for hanging out with us today. A lot of you guys were here for almost the entire duration. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys for hanging out and checking out our videos today. We'll have more Prop 3D printing videos coming out really soon. And we'll have more updates to this printer as we go and see what we can try and accomplish with this machine. So look forward to that in the coming weeks. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you all in the next build. Hey, thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe so you don't miss any of our new weekly prop and costume tutorial videos. For more goodies, head over to our website where you'll find blueprints, tutorial books, articles, and more. We also have a second channel for our Q&A show and extra behind the scenes videos. Thanks again, and happy crafting.